Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Seth. In today's video we're going to be reviewing / rating the movie The Devil Wears Prada 2. Now this movie is directed by David Franco and the cast stars Meryl Streep as Miranda Costley, Anne Hathaway as Andy, Emily Blunt as Emily, and Stanley Tucci as Nigel. Now, I'm a Devil Wears Prada fan. I always thought the first movie was a great movie, and I loved Meryl Streep's character in the first movie, and I thought it was just overall just such a nice movie that I even bought the DVD version of the first one. So yeah, when I heard there was a sequel, I was like, oh yay! And then the second thought that came to my head was, do we really need a sequel? Because the first movie ended it so nicely. And then when the time came and the trailer came out, I watched it and I was like, oh okay, I see how they're going to do this. And now after watching the movie, I was mostly right of how I think it was going to go down. It is a modern sequel that still keeps the core foundations of what the first movie was, but now they put it in a modern way how they're going to show you in this movie. Like, everything now is going digital. So can Miranda Costley and Runway keep up with the times? And as I said too, was it a movie that really needed a sequel? That's still up to interpretation on some people and how you really feel about the movie. Some people, say, oh yes, it was a good sequel. Some people say, oh no, it should have just stayed with the first one. Me personally, I liked this movie. I thought it was good. If you're going to do a sequel for a franchise that's not been around for some time, or you're trying to reboot and stuff like that, this is how you should do it. They kept the core foundations of what the original was, and they put it into this new movie, but they still did it in a modern way where you can still have topics that can be discussed in a very modern way, like old media versus new media, how to also Runway is no longer a fashion magazine, it's a brand, and essentially too, journalism is a dying breed really. With, Runway now being a brand, there's no longer hard copies most of the time. It's articles on your website. Also too, you now have to have ads to keep the lights going on and keep the money flowing in. And two, you have to keep your audience engaged so you can keep them coming still. Which means now you have to start making more than just articles. Social media content. And at the same time too, all this stuff you're doing, will some of the people even be really liking what you're making? Will they just be scrolling online, trying to stay up late at night? Or are they, as Nigel said in this movie, will they be even looking at the stuff you made, like your social media content or your articles, while they're using the restroom? The times have really changed, he says. But also too, I think this movie is a love letter to fashion, because there's some scenes in this movie where it's like, it shows you that fashion really is truly an art form and should be preserved and kept because, yes, the times are changing and, to adapt you will have to change a little bit, but still keep the core foundations of what it was, because if you change all of it, really, then it's not going to be what it truly was, and it still won't be as special. And that's just my opinion of what I was thinking of, But yeah, this movie really does, I think, do it well with a sequel, in my personal opinion. My rating for this movie would be a 3.5 out of 5, I really truly did enjoy this movie, and I thought how they did it was nice, keeping it in a modern way. And also too, they do some funny things that was like, oh, that's a reference to the first movie, and I thought was just so nice, keeping the little details, And yeah, that's my movie, that's my review rating on it. Thank you for watching as always. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and goodbye!